how are you? My name is Stephanie Contreras, and I have a wonderful friend here, Dr. Vernell Lucas.
That is me.
And you heard it. I said doctor. What do you mean? He is a chiropractor, and I found that super valuable to bring that to you guys to share. Why would a doctor do Enagic? And so I wanted to let him introduce himself first, and then we'll go ahead and get started with sharing some questions about how you're going to build your Kangen business. So,
hey, how you guys doing? My name is Dr. Lucas. I've been a chiropractor since '99, so it's 2020 right now, 2020, if you can believe that.
Years?
Yeah, that's a long time. That's a long time.
Yeah.
And I think through my practice, I just wanted to help people. Chiropractic is a field where we use our hands, very similar to most people maybe know massage therapists, but it's much more in detail than that. We work with the nervous system, helping people from what we call the inside out. So I found this product maybe about 12 years ago.
Okay.
And when I found the product, it blew me away. I mean, I looked at it and I was just like, what is this? And how come everybody else in the world doesn't have it? So right away, I gave it to my mom. My mom got great benefits from it. I started drinking it. I got great benefits from it. And we're going to use benefits because legally, that's probably the term we can use.
The only term.
The only term we can use.
Other than that, you try it. You tell us what you feel.
You got to tell us what you think. We're going to use benefits consistently. So that's the code word. But the benefits were amazing for me and my health. I got so excited about it that I started this thing where I took patients from my office and I had them drink the water for 30 days. I would do measurements on their weight. I would do their blood pressure, and I would do their weight.
Okay.
And then 30 days, they would make a list out of everything that was, first of all, everything that was wrong with them. And in 30 days, we would compare it. And the benefits were amazing.
There was benefits.
Amazing benefits.
Wow.
Like on my wall, you would walk in my office and it would be a photo of all these people.
Wow.
And then we have before and after pictures. And all we would talk about was their benefits. And
That's incredible. I didn't know this.
You didn't know that?
No.
This is what got me started.
Okay.
So I did that for 2 years. And there's this thing
Wow.
called the self-acidity sheet. So we had everybody fill that out. So a self-acidity sheet is essentially your body will start to accumulate acid waste inside of your body. Acid waste is going to affect everything inside of your body.
Everything.
So if you think of
And
your
all
body,
diseases.
all diseases. So think of, let's say when you eat a hot dog or you eat beef, or remember the hot dog water? Well, when you eat the hot dog, you get some of that water inside you too, that oil, that kind of stuff. And that stuff will maybe block your blood, it will block your colon, it will block everything. So blockages are bad for your body, and different foods that you eat over time affect your health. So what I was looking for with my patients was a new habit. And the new habit that I saw was drinking half your body weight in Kangen water.
Wow.
And that was my whole thing. I was like, let's just see if this happens. So myself, Bob Gradelli actually ended up coming over to my office and doing the demonstration, believe it or not.
I'll have to get him on a video here too.
And
cool.
It's crazy because Bobby he's the same guy. He's the same as that guy. And he had nothing but love and trying to help me, and I was being all critical, like trying to find out where he was wrong and this and that. And
you were skeptical about the product.
I was super skeptical about the product.
That's where I was for 2 years too, so I get you. I think we're the ones that become more diehard. Because when we see it works, it's done.
It changes. Because in my practice, I had a lot of products come in, and a lot of people would try to sell me on things on a regular basis. Like, oh, if I can sell him, then he's going to sell everybody else.
And that's true, though.
That is true. But I would be like, that don't work. They'd be like, well, wait a minute. And I went through a lot of products like that. When I saw this one, I was like, same thing, but I couldn't dismiss it the same way.
Did you think water? Like, water? Or what was your thought when you heard water?
Well,
how much research did you do? How much did you look into it?
This is the funny part. I don't think I even told you this, but prior to this, I was in another network marketing company. And I was just done with network marketing. I was done with that.
And Kangen or Enagic will usually come to you probably when you're ready to give up, because it happened for me too and my family. Yeah,
that's exactly what happened. So I remember praying. I'd be like, you know what, God, I've been doing real estate. I've been doing this. I've been doing that. I said, I'm a chiropractor. Give me something that I can own. Give me something that I can help people with.
That I can use.
And I said, I just remember praying. And when I did that, 48 hours later, this lady shows up. I got some water for you. I'm like, man, if you don't get out of here right now. And
I got water?
Yeah, water.
So you thought, water, like, really?
What
is water going to do?
What is water
How many people that we start talking to have that same thought?
Yeah.
But when you really stop and look at it, water is the most essential liquid on the planet. And that's not something that came first thought for me. I went 2 years trying to tell my parents, like, I know more than you because I'm the healthy one and I'm the fit one. I'm the one who takes care of myself. But luckily for my parents, the way it happened was they gave the water to somebody who got benefits within 3 days of drinking the water. 3 days. And we saw it as God's gift as well to show us that it literally came to make a difference. And then my mother's exact words were, if it can help one person, imagine how many we can help.
Wow.
And that's what's happening.
Yeah.
It's happening.
Yeah.
And so what had you make the decision? I mean, like, what was the transition, or was there a transition? Are you still a chiropractor? Where do you see your chiropractic, or where do you see Enagic going? Share more on that.
You know, I'm going to say it was a lot of growth that happened, because when I saw what the water was doing, it's going to make you question what you already believe. Okay. So it's like, wait a minute.
Part of it in the research of the water, right? Okay.
So that was the thing. So maybe the first year was all kind of research, but I kept going to the Enagic meetings.
Okay.
And
that's valuable too.
So when you look at Daniel, you look at Eli, you look at JV Pacifico.
Yes. All these are all the top people in our business.
And these guys are maybe 10 to 15 years my elder. Okay, so when I was going into the business, I was just like, well, I don't see anybody that looks like me, and I don't know how I'm going to go from selling 100 machines. Like, who sells 100 machines? And that's what my thing, like, who's going to buy this? And then you see people walking across stage.
The thoughts, I'm sorry.
This is what
they're
it was.
Real.
Yeah.
Everybody goes through them.
Yeah, I was like, this dude's walking across stage with that big old check. Like, he can't be that. He's old. Like, what is he selling? Like, who?
What is he selling?
And I was just like, so I would keep going.
Who is he selling?
And the rooms, after you become 6A back then, they would just have meetings every so often, like just give you food or something.
Everything was free. Yeah, they're still happening, but I mean, those were the best times, because
the best time.
Mr. Oshiro has given out money at these events, like cash money. Yeah,
straight up cash.
I got one of the top second checks. It was I think he gave 1,000 was the top, and I made the 700, and then everybody else got 300. I think he gave a 500 too, but I got 700, and it was showing up.
Yeah.
And I don't know that this will happen anymore, but I mean, anybody who could come in, even though it was a 6A meeting. Yeah. But now you just got to go 6A. So, what had you want to go 6A?
So that was the thing. I was I had gone through school, and
going through school?
I had already gone through school.
Okay,
I had already built the practice. I had.
How long of school did you go through, actually? Because
school was about 7 years. By itself, that was a lot. It wasn't easy. It was like, it feels tough. And then when you graduate, you don't graduate with a pocket full of money. You graduate with a pocket full of doubt, concerns, how do you do this? How is that going to happen? So it was tough. It wasn't anything that was given to me. I started out as a personal trainer, just hustling.
You're kidding.
No, I'm dead serious. Because when I graduated school, I figured that's how I started my practice.
And you were a doctor becoming...
As a personal trainer.
Oh my goodness.
Because I didn't have my license yet. So if you don't have your license, you're a doctor, but you can't practice. So I practiced as a personal trainer. All those people just gave me all their clients because everybody was afraid of anybody that was injured. So I did that. That's how I started my practice. I think 3 years after that is when I found this business.
Okay.
And my logic was, let's just say if you get in a car accident or some type of motor vehicle accident, the question was, how long does it take you to make $3,000 or $2,000 or
Okay.
$5,000 or whatever it is you make a month? How long is it going to take you? How much effort you got to put in? And for me, I started looking at it like very young, like working on people, like my back is hurting. Like, who's going to fix my back? Like when the patient starts coming in like, ooh, doc, I'm like, I don't care about your pain. Like
I got
my back
own.
hurts and I gotta do this all day.
Wow.
And I started looking maybe as my practice as some place to help people, yes, but I was always in this room.
Wow.
And seeing these doors every day, it wasn't turning out to be the life that I really wanted.
Okay.
So I wanted to travel, and whenever you went to these meetings, I remember specifically JV Pacifico saying, oh, Lucas, you got to go to the Philippines. If you haven't been to the Philippines, you're missing out. And then Daniel would say it, and then Tony Mack would say it. I'll be like,
Oh my
how are
gosh.
these people traveling? Like,
How?
what are you doing? They go, oh, we just do this business. And I'm going, I do a business all day, every day.
And I ain't traveling.
Yeah, I ain't traveling. So it made me
Where am I
curious.
traveling? From my house to my office to my cubicle? Yeah, not the life anymore.
It changed.
Mm-hmm.
And when I saw them traveling and making money off of speaking, and I realized that
Keys,
everybody
points,
speaking.
love it.
Like I could speak up forever. Like my shoulder hurt, my neck could hurt, my back could hurt, but I can still speak. And if I can speak,
I love that.
I can keep it moving.
You're like, so a little bit of what I do, but then I'm gonna start to speak a different language over here.
So 2 things happened. One thing was I made goals, and I tell people you have to make
that's
goals for what
key.
you want to do. So at the time, like I said, I was a hustler. All through college, I paid for a lot of my college doing basketball referee. So I would referee basketball, referee all through college, and if I did 3 Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at $20 a game, by the end of the month it was $1,000. So I thought I was doing money good with cash money.
Hey, at least you were actually paying off things that
It was
paying
working.
off college.
It
You
was
were
working.
investing in yourself, but I get it.
Yeah, it was paying
That's
for
the
food and
discipline.
gas. It wasn't paying off college.
Oh no!
But you know what I mean.
It was
wasn't-
keeping you
yeah,
alive in college.
That's
then.
what it was.
Oh my gosh.
But I think I said if I become a 3A at that time, it was like $855 for the sale of SD501, and I said,
And that's about 11 sales. So
yeah,
you know.
11 sales. So I said if I get there and I sell one machine, I made more money in one presentation that I did almost in a whole month.
And how long is a presentation sometimes?
An hour, 20 minutes. You know, in the beginning they're long because you're trying to share all the information with everybody, and that's not really what it requires. I think that, when I saw that, I said, okay, what if I gambled, and if I gambled on myself and I knew people that drank water and they drank the water, and let's just say they happened to get a machine, then that would put me up a whole month. Can you imagine? Ahead? And I started thinking things differently, thinking it out. I was like, what if I sold 2 machines? And then I started looking at the money, and then
In that same month.
in the same
What if it
month.
happened in that same month? What if
Well-
you didn't even sell it and that person sells it? And now you didn't really do anything. You didn't put any of your time. Yeah, the comp plan for our business is what started to open up then what you could do with this business.
Because I saw people walking away with $3,000 checks, $6,000. I think I saw Cynthia walk away with a $25,000 check, and it was early on.
Wow,
and
that was when she went dash through.
yeah, and I was looking at what is the skill set of these people, because my skill set took me 7 years just to get a place at the table where they say you get a license and you can do this.
And by the
No
way,
money.
you got all this responsibility.
All this responsibility. If somebody chokes, somebody dies, somebody falls, we're suing you. Period.
And you gotta have insurance, you gotta
Yeah.
have pay the light bill, you gotta pay your rent, you gotta do all these things.
All of these things.
And then you were talking about also all the families you had to take care of. You got your employees, you got all the taxes that come involved with having your business. And then what does Cynthia have to make that $25,000 check?
And I started looking at that.
Wow, the difference.
And this the clear difference, because I think what really also switched out my conversation was, as a chiropractor, if I sit down with you and I talk to you about, your health, your benefits, what I need to do, your shoulder all the way down, you're going to be excited about that. That's going to cost you some money, but the thing is, I'm going to have to do the work. I've sold you to do work for myself on you.
Wow.
And what I saw in this one was the leverage, which means I no longer have to be there anymore. And instead of me being there, what I could do is I could share the water, or somebody else could share the water, and I'm still in a position where I can make really good money.
Wow.
And there was nothing harmful, there was nothing bad, there was no ill intent. And everybody that drinks the water, they have an experience. And
They do.
that
If they're drinking
experience-
it.
Yeah, if they're drinking it, that experience is, I think, what makes me so excited. Because when I adjust somebody and they have this and then it goes away and they can move their shoulder, to me that it's not really even about the money. It's like for the rest of their life I did something and they're gonna be
You
like,
made a
ooh, I got a
difference.
shoulder, right?
Yeah, you made a difference.
So
yeah.
when I started working with professional athletes, the boxers and stuff like that, and they were all like this, and then I got them fluent again, and now they're moving like, you know, brand new babies, no shoulder pain. It was exciting. And then to win 3 titles with those guys was exciting. And then to add...
Yeah, you didn't even talk about all the athletes that you got to work with.
It's a lot of things that
and
happened.
yeah.
It's a lot of things that happened.
I mean, we've covered from your experience and to just now you see Enagic as an opportunity. Now, what actually, like, where do you see your business going? What's your favorite part about being in this business? And I think this is going to tie into what we wanted to share with you was how we actually met.
Yeah.
Why did you actually go to that? Wait, I'll tell them why we met. How we met. We actually met in Japan. Okay, so we live in Long Beach, Los Angeles area, and we're literally in the same place. I don't even think we probably met at a training, but
probably. It was like, hey.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
We'll see you when you get to the top, if you get there. But what our top, at least it was a top for me. I actually, the moment I decided to become a part of Enagic, I'm super skeptical as well. So my thing was, I need to see that this business is real. So I'm going. I'm going to Japan. I'm going to check out the factory. I'm going to check out what is Japan? Where is Japan? How is Japan?
Yeah.
The culture is different. Everything was different. That experience in itself had me like make the decision to not want to do anything else in my life.
I agree wholeheartedly.
And what had you go to Enagic? So I actually have a very interesting story. I'll tell you guys my story another day. But the story was, once I went 6A, I made a $3,000 bonus and I said, I'm an entrepreneur. This $3,000 is going to my trip to Japan. And I used that $3,000 to go to Japan. And so I reinvested back into myself, but literally it was traveling and got to meet wonderful people who, I mean, you went there, you came back, I'm sure similar. I'm not going anywhere. That thing is real. And going there, oh my gosh, it'll just open up everything for you.
Yeah, right. There I met Dr. Michael.
Love him.
Yeah.
I met him there too.
And I think what gets you is really the stories. Like, you're going to hear stories and you're going to be like, oh my gosh, that happened to you. And when you get 2 chiropractors and they start sharing stories like, you did that, you did this, or even, it doesn't matter the chiropractor, any person that is any type of practitioner and they've been giving this water out, the stories that come from it are phenomenal. It's just like you see and it's like, what, that you got that benefit?
That's
they go, how come that? It's a benefit. Now, don't tell you it's just a benefit. But it's crazy how you have to talk in these terms, but it's really nice to be able to talk candid against two other doctors who are experiencing this.
Wow.
And what got me, obviously, was my weight loss. I lost a lot of weight. I had a lot of stomach issues. I had some knee issues. As a doctor. Played a lot of basketball.
So you were able to take care of yourself by drinking this water too. Like it's not something you're out here selling. It's literally you're living it as well. You know, which is valuable when you have the product, when you've made that jump, because the benefits don't come in the first day. How long have you been drinking bad water? How long have you been putting acidity in your body? The stress, the life you're already living is not the life you're going to live in 5 years, 10 years in this business. Because now, I mean, we're here, friends after 6 years of meeting each other, creating value for the world together, you know? And so you came back and, or, you know, what actually had you even go to the trip?
I was very similar like you, because I had vested a lot of time and money in other companies and not gotten anything.
Okay.
And or it would be like, okay, this is what it is, and then you figure out it's something different. So before I went any further into it, before I got more people in it, I wanted to go shake the man's hand who ran it and all of that kind of stuff. So I think there was a bonus or something that came up, and I had qualified for that bonus some kind of way. And I was like, man, I'm going to Japan. I'm gonna see this. So I went to Japan. And it was amazing.
Yeah.
To see the factories, to be treated.
Oh my God, the way we were treated. Yes.
You get out the car, they got the sign. It's like, hey, Dr.
water
Lucas,
for you?
that's me. It was amazing. I mean, just to feel respected that way felt really good.
Yeah. And we are the force. Like, we are Enagic. There is no other Enagic without us. So that's, I mean, they do it right for us.
Very true.
We do get what we put in and more, way more than we put in. I mean, Enagic deserves all of me, but we just, it's giving back. I mean, and we get to be the source for other people through this business. I think that's what I love about it so much too.
Yeah. It's, I think that through this whole thing, it's like a story that's being told. And in this story being told, what's going to happen is most of us are, I heard this story. I don't believe it. And you go, okay. That's how I was, that's how she was. But then somebody else that's close to you goes, hey, I drank this water and I got a benefit. And you go, really? And I've had this problem for a long time. Really?
For how long?
What?
Years?
Because that's my mom was the first person that got a benefit. And she was in my office talking about, her toe doesn't hurt anymore. And I was like, Mama, nobody drinks water and within 24 hours is something different. And I think that threw me off because my mom has never been a liar. She's never been anybody who is extra, like, my mom, no, she'll tell you if it doesn't work. So when she was so adamant, even after I told her no, it was like, this is something that's different. And then my dad was like, yeah, it worked because, he knows how she acts. And then that started like a domino effect. When people are in pain, they act different. So it was a surprise for me.
Okay.
And it was definitely a pleasant surprise. And I get really excited about sharing the information with people because there's a lot of other information that is maybe more popular than what we're sharing. And it makes it difficult sometimes to see the truth.
I see what you're saying.
This is awesome.
Yeah, and I'm just so grateful for your time to be able to do this and just give a little bit because I know there's so much that you've already gone through, and just I respect your career and everything you've done.
Thank
and
you.
To see you, a doctor, literally, somebody who has put in that time, not even just for the schooling, but to go, what was it? We added it up. What was 18 years in practice?
Oh yeah, easy.
Easy 18.
Easy 18.
And so where's your practice now, or where's your business now? What's you now? Who are you now? Who are you? Dr. Vernell Lucas D gets to keep the title. But you are a 682-2. It's a position I'm in too.
Nice
we
work.
did it. Actually, this is actually the meat. We're going to get into the meat. We're going to give it some more time here. If you guys want to stay tuned, stay on. This is where we're going to tell you, what do you actually think makes the difference between somebody who comes in, gets their machine, sees the opportunity, but, was it easy?
No. Nothing's easy.
Still not easy. I mean, we're going -3, but it's not a walk in the park yet. It's a business, and it's working, and it's making the money that we need it to make it to keep us here, right? And to do this and create more value. So there's something in it for us. But what can you say about the difference from going 1A and then all the way through 6A? Like, of course, you said there's a journey. You're going to go through so much. You'll have to figure out for yourself what's going to work, because I think everything works differently for everybody. But what are some of those key points that you would tell your brand new distributors that are now 1A? How are you going to get to 6A? Like, what's our game plan? What's our strategy? What's the mindset? Say a little bit on that.
I think the most important thing I tell people is to create a goal.
Okay.
You got to see a goal every single day.
Okay.
If you're not seeing your goal every day, so
write it down, have it on your wall.
Write it on your phone, take a picture of it. Every time you look at your phone, you see your goal.
Okay, put it on your sticky on your water bottle.
Your goal is your map. Whenever you don't know where your map is, you're gonna go someplace else.
Oh, huge.
Right?
Okay.
Yeah, so if you're not looking at your map, you're gonna be like, oh, I'll put this down. Then Google's gonna come up, and Instagram's gonna come up, and Facebook's gonna come up, and something else gonna come up, and you're gonna forget where you were going. So you have to be specific with your goal.
Okay.
You have to know the day, the hour, and the minute you're going to arrive. Very similar to an airplane ticket.
Okay.
All right. So if you're gonna leave, you can't be like, oh, I'm leaving Wednesday. You're gonna say what time, and they're gonna say AM or PM. What you have to be down to the minute. And it's the same thing with this. You have to see the vision in your head and start seeing what that looks like for you. So when I started seeing myself like a black Monopoly man just walking down the street throwing money.
Okay. I'm catching some.
All right, there you go. And what I was doing, I was just giving everybody water in my mind. I saw that.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm walking around just playing people with water like, psh.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
And they're like, oh my gosh, I was so thirsty.
You never even knew you were thirsty.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
So you're still, I mean, not that you're still, because, I mean, what a 1A is a 6A is a 3A is a 4A. I have not stopped giving water. I'm getting my little car and I'm driving around, you know, sharing water after 10 years of being in this business.
The key to this business is the passion that you have for other people. And that, I think, is going to put you in a position where you can really win. Because if you're going to sell a $4,000 machine, $5,000 machine, it's not going to happen. I'm going to tell you, people are going to find holes in it. They're going to do this. They're going to do that.
Oh, and there's another machine out there. There's another product. There's another block, blah, blah, blah. And it doesn't even matter to us because if you really dig deep, which is what we've done, you'll find this is the best.
This is the best.
I believe that.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, people will say, oh, isn't there a cheaper machine? Not that works, you know?
And not that's going to give you the opportunity to make money and help more people. You know, I mean, you know, yes, we want to help people, but if you weren't making money with it, you'd probably still share it. It just wouldn't be a business.
It wouldn't be a big part of your life.
Yeah.
Because I look at it now and it's like, okay, well, my intention is to improve the livelihood of other people. And the way I'm going to do that, obviously, was with my hands as a chiropractor. But what about the health? How are you going to improve their health? And then normally people's number one complaint is, I don't have the money. And if you don't have the money, that means you can't afford the health. And the other things are, so love, wealth, and health is where I try to improve people's life. And if you don't have love, that's going to be self-love. If you don't have health, then that's going to be drinking this water. If you don't have wealth, well, you ain't talking to nobody. Because this is a business in a box, and it could put you in a position where you could absolutely change your life. I've known people, you probably know this too, who started this business on a bus, you know, delivering water on a bus.
Oh yeah, we've had ladies who have their little carts and they're, you know, taking their little carts and taking water to people. Absolutely.
So I would say
that's a blessing to see that. And they go 6A.
Yes.
We've had people in our business, you know, who go 6A doing with no car.
With no car. So I look at two things.
True story, actually,
is will, like, are you willing to do it? And are you consistent? And if you're those two things, then the things in you are going to start to change, because what's going to happen is you have to develop the leader in you so people would follow. Like if right now, if nobody's following you, you're probably not a leader. You know, you should be able to get somebody to say, hey, let's go to the grocery store. Okay, I'll go with you. Hey, let's go to movies. Okay, I'll go with you. Let's go here. I don't want to go. Why? Because maybe your word, maybe how you treat people, maybe how these other things are going to change because they don't want to be around you. So you have to be a magnet of people.
And then you got to develop you.
Very true.
And then it takes time.
Yeah.
You know, that's actually, I think that's one of the biggest nuggets that you just dropped right there, because if people see you with integrity, they're going to respect you. They will continue to be in your life. They will continue to pick up your calls.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Most people can't get to that first demo because they can't even schedule it. But then it's like, well, what's wrong with the product? What's wrong with the business? No, you've got to look. Because if this product and this business is paying me, it's paying you.
It's true.
there's an X factor here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's
Yeah.
you and it's me, but it's not paying him. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
You gotta
same
work.
business, same product. It must be the individual.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
that's great. So development,
Development is important.
consistency, the will.
Consistently in the will. Because when I look on the stage and I saw these people, that's what I saw. I saw people that consistently gave out water no matter what.
Yeah.
Because you're going to get people, oh, the water tastes terrible. Oh, this, that, but I mean, you're going to get all these excuses. Am I right?
Yeah.
Oh, I did this and that. I go, you didn't even drink the water. I thought about drinking it. What? You know, you're going to go through this and you're gonna see the psychology of people.
Oh my.
And now it's like, I look at it as I only want to help the willing. I want to help people that are looking for my help.
Mm-hmm.
So when I find that, there's this amazing chemistry that happens that allows them to grow and also for me to grow. There's a space that somebody's looking for what you have, and there's another space where people are completely reluctant to see what you have or even want what you have.
Yeah, okay.
And I think in the beginning of it, I was in the first. I was trying to convince people of something they didn't want. Like, oh, you're fat. You need to drink water. What? How dare you talk to me like? Well, I just thought you had a problem. That I could help
That
you.
I wanted to help you
Yeah, I was
solve
fat.
for
I
you.
was somebody, but it's
Told
not
me.
it's not the way that it works.
Interesting.
There's
okay.
gonna come a time when health becomes important.
Mm.
When that time happens, I go, I got some of this fresh water.
Yeah.
And when it's your idea and when it's free and when you have nothing to lose, it seems like something that might work.
Yeah.
And then from that, it turns a little thing into a huge thing, and then it's not you anymore. It's you finding people that are thirsty.
Yeah.
You finding people that are maybe need a little help.
Yeah.
And I was telling you, I just got off the phone with Bernard Chan, and Bernard is not in my leg at all. But when I went to Singapore, randomly, me and Roger were there. He just randomly walks up to me and he just starts pouring into me.
Wow.
Like
Just
you
giving.
can't believe.
Just giving.
He took my phone number down. He calls me. And I remember him telling me, "Hey, Dr. Lucas, this was last year. You need to be at 100 machine sales a month." Yeah, so that's what my eyes did.
That's beautiful.
I was like 100 machine
The
sales.
abundance. I wanted to have an abundance conversation next because
He
that's
sells
beautiful.
1,000 machines a month.
Oh my gosh. And Bernard Chan will do this with us.
And
Totally.
I was like, really,
Got
Bernard?
to get that value.
Yeah. So,
What'd you get from the conversation with Bernard?
you know, well, Bernard he's a different type of guy. And
Okay.
Bernard is the type of person who really wants to help you. So he's gonna start out just by saying, "This is what I do." And once you realize what he's doing compared to what you're doing, you're gonna look at things differently. So I was just like, wow, like 1,000 machines a month? Like that just had me stuck. But I go, well, Cynthia's doing that and these other people are doing that, so
Okay.
it's possible. So
Okay.
he said to me, he
Okay.
said, don't think of it as selling machines.
Okay.
Think of it as how many people can you help?
Okay.
And when you think of it that way, there's an abundant amount of people that I can help.
That's the
It's an abundant
conversation
amount.
exactly
It's
what
an
I was going to
abundant
go to because you've got to see the abundance.
You gotta see the
Everybody
abundance.
drinks water. And this is what I always say to people.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody drinks water. Everybody knows what water is all over the world. Water is a universal language.
Yeah.
But nobody knows anything about it.
Mm-mm.
And so I don't know what you think about this, but I have been on the journey of just really educating people about water. I mean, it's on YouTube. I don't got to do it in person all the time anymore. Yes, there's opportunities to not have to be that teacher or make teaching simpler. But the reality is I believed in this because of the science of it. And that's the reality. I mean, most people may not think that this is probably the easiest way, but that's what has me be like, people need this water.
What do they need?
King and water.
Need.
It's not for fun. It's not just because, like, we need it.
Yeah.
And it's like, that is how I feel. And that is what has me stay here. And from there, I think that next thing is how many people need it? Everybody.
Yeah.
So then how many machines should I be selling?
Yeah.
way more than I can imagine.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it's just, how can people get to know me? How can people, like, we need the attention because we're really out there to give this away.
Service, yeah. I think that one of the things that transformed for me was I know everybody needs it, but there's only a certain people that want it.
Okay.
Okay.
And so talk to me more about that.
Well, I'm going to say that everybody needs food,
Okay.
but only certain people are going to work to get it. Okay. So if you know you need to get a job in order for you to
I think
get
that's
food,
a better conversation.
right?
Come on.
All right. Then I look at that. Not everybody, it's like some people don't have a choice to work. That's one thing. But then there's another group of people that don't care to work.
And I think this goes right into the back to the business where it's like everybody could
Yeah.
do this business.
Yeah.
Are you hungry enough to go out there and not just have, the easy fast through $5 to $10 meal, or would you like the lobster lifestyle? Would you like the salmon lifestyle?
They're all choices.
And it is a choice.
It's a choice.
Yeah.
And I think that when I saw myself, even when I saw myself and I said, hey, I'm going to be a doctor. I'm going to be a doctor.
Yeah.
And then when I saw this business.
What drove that actually?
That's funny you say that. All right, the truth. All right, the truth was, when I was younger, I was like a super Christian, like super shit. So everything was like, what would Jesus do? Or what would Jesus used to touch people and heal them.
Okay.
Right?
Oh, this is beautiful.
So as a chiropractor, when I first got adjusted, somebody literally touched me, and I got better. I got benefits. and when that happened, it completely changed how I thought health worked.
Okay.
So I was like, wow, this dude touched me and my shoulder doesn't hurt.
He's like Jesus.
He's like Jesus. So when I
wow.
saw this, I was just like, hey, I want to be a chiropractor because you know what? There's no other better feeling than helping somebody out of pain.
Wow.
And I was like, that's dope. Like I get charged when that happens. When people get up off my table and they go, oh my gosh, I had this and now it's gone.
What?
So
I have a similar story.
Yeah.
I actually had a lady who did something to my arm one time. My brother and I were swinging each other around and he dislocated my elbow. She did something and she was like, move it. And I was like, Dad, no, I don't want to move it.
Yeah.
He's like, listen to her.
Yeah.
I literally was like,
yeah.
Oh, no pain. That is what you guys do.
So
wow.
From that,
I can relate to that. That's why I wanted to share that.
Yeah,
Super
that's
crazy.
amazing. That's how it happened with me.
Yeah.
So then I was like, well, in my office, I don't have any things. Like you go to medical doctors, they got these tools and those tools and these tools. And I was like, dang, I need some tools. So this machine was my first tool. So this is my superhero tool. Like what's going to happen? When I come out of this thing, what's going to happen is I'm going to give you this water and you're going to get benefits.
Okay.
And when the combination of chiropractic and the benefits worked, it was undeniable.
Okay.
So for me, it was like I wasn't prescribing drugs. I was still giving people a noticeable benefit. They were seeing that on a consistent basis. I was getting praise. Like people were getting benefits. And it's like if you have, I don't know, let's just say swollen knee, and you don't have a swollen knee no more. Know who you're gonna tell? Everybody. So everybody, you thinking how my knee? I don't know. I just got the machine.
Let's try it.
But I got some water. Here's some water for you. That turned into my business calling into things that I would never even touch. So people started coming in with sarcoidosis. People started coming in with
that you couldn't touch and heal. Okay.
So I was just like, I don't even know. I said, well, you can try the water. You think it'll help? I was like,
I've never treated that.
But I documented everything before and after. So to see it was like one thing for you to see it and then to see it not there anymore. It's kind of like, okay, the first couple times you go, it can't be the water. Then the second 10 times you're like, well, maybe. Then the third time, it keeps going. And then 6 months in, 8 months in.
The consistency of the water
it's another
is better
story.
than the people. So we just got to get the water to the people.
Yeah. And then you start seeing that over and over again. You're like, man, this is so fascinating. And
Wow.
And
it is.
The thing was, I don't think I told you this, was I didn't want to sell the machine. So I was just giving away water. Maybe I was even selling the water because my office was in Paramount, and my logic was I didn't think people could afford it. So that was my first premise.
Okay.
So because of that, I dismissed a lot of people, even on the payment plan, even with everything, because in my mind, I made a decision for them instead of letting them make the decision for themselves.
My goodness.
So most people, if you ask them how much they spend on their drugs,
wow,
they're going to say more. And no benefit. How long you got to take those drugs? The doctor says, rest of my life.
Yeah. It's crazy. I've heard that before.
Yeah.
And all doctors say it.
Yeah. And I'll be like, for the rest of your, how's it going to cost you that for the rest of your life? Well, I don't know, but I got to pay for this. And I don't have money for your drugs. So what's going to happen now?
Wow. You're going to live with pain forever?
Yeah. And I go, well, here's some free water, baby. I love you. Take that. And that's how it started for me.
Free water.
Free water. So
wow.
As I gave the water away, the people got the benefits, and that turned into, like I said, people coming to me for things I never even heard of sometimes.
I'm sure. I mean, then it comes from recommendation. That's what's awesome about the abundance is that later your business literally
grows,
feeds you, and you don't have to even go after it. But it takes that consistency. It takes you believing in it. And it's almost like it comes to you. I mean, we can, talk about the personal development side of things and really how much you have to develop your own mind to stay in something like this, because it will challenge you to get to that next level. And then when you're here, however, I mean, what do you look forward to now?
Making this dude a multi-millionaire.
Yeah, we have an audience of one in
we
the
have
background.
An audience of one. and what I look at, I mean, what is...
Say that again, though. I don't think, like, the reality of it is we've got one, but what is your goal there?
All right, so my goal, if this is what I have... And
as in the business?
In the business. I go, well, how can I help somebody else achieve that?
Yeah.
Because the only way you make more is to show somebody else. It's like each one teach one type of thing. And you get to choose the people you want to work with. You get to choose how often you work with them. You get to choose when you work with them. You get everything.
Wow.
The challenge becomes you got to find people that are willing to listen. And in the beginning, I didn't find that. What I found was people who I know needed it. And I tried to train those people as long as they would go. And then they'd be like, I don't want it. And
too hard.
It's
not
too hard,
going. It's not working.
There's other people that are starving, looking, craving for a business opportunity. Yeah.
This is us right here. You're looking at them. And we're just looking for more people like us.
Very true.
And I was telling him that this is like a cult. We want to keep the ones who want to stay in, but anybody is invited.
We don't kill people, though.
Is that what those do? I didn't know that, actually. Sorry.
No Kool-Aid, just water.
I thought that was just a bunch of people who, we kill them with kindness. We revive them with water.
Yeah.
That's crazy, though. I mean, it really is that. We do want people to have this experience that we're having, the friendships that you get out of being, and it is a high caliber business now that I look at it. We don't sell water, we sell technology, and it's like, I can literally say, I'm working with a medical grade technology that, I'm putting my face in it because I trust it and it has worked.
It's shown consistently. And it's kind of like
it's huge.
Like if you look at any product that you've watched over time and you think maybe like maybe you have an iPhone and I go, well, how much do you get paid when you refer somebody to iPhone? You'd be like, nothing. And you'll see people in the street, my phone is better than your phone, you got the iPhone, I got the Samsung, I got this, and I'm like, you ain't getting paid. What service does it make? Take a picture, leave me alone. And what I look at is I'm able to team with a multi-billion-dollar company who is in 28 countries around the world, who distributes worldwide in a pandemic-type environment where people are afraid to touch or see anybody. I can ship the product to you. You can start drinking the water immediately and start getting the benefits. And in addition to that, you get a 30-day money-back guarantee. Yeah. Like if you don't like it, box it up, send it back. And to me, for me with my net worth, to be able to bond with a multi-billion-dollar company Like you can't go hook up with iPhone and get a contract. You can't go hook up with Nike and get a contract.
And what would it cost you if you could sign up with iPhone?
Fee.
Exactly.
It's gonna cost you. McDonald's, what, $10 million, $1 million to start it?
That's crazy.
You gotta go to
do you
McDonald's
got that?
University.
Yeah. And that's what's cool is that you can't lose here. Okay, let's say you try it. You invested your $4 or $5 grand. The reality is you have the opportunity to make those millions, to make those thousands, hundreds, thousands, and whatever level you want to build it at, you know, but you've got to see that vision because we have it already, you know, and it's like we have it because we know we've been and we've seen all of it. And so I do want to inspire that upon people is that get to know the business, you know, don't, you know, how long did it take you before you made the decision that I'm actually going to sell these machines and become a leader and go and develop other leaders?
The check came in the mail.
Okay.
The check came in my mailbox and it was $1,710. And when that check came in my mailbox, I had to ask myself, what did I do for $1,710? So in my real life as a chiropractor, not my superhero life, what that means is how many backs do I have to adjust? How many services do I have to render in order for me to come up with $1,700?
And how many was it?
Not even important. It's not even important.
At that point, I'm exhausted and don't have like energy to spend my $1,710. Oh my gosh.
So I looked at it and I said to myself, I said, you know what? I'm in a position now where I could have a $1,700 conversation. And that $1,700 conversation. I say this all the time. You're only a few conversations away from everything you want in your life. And this is the thing. When you get what you want in your life, it's because you're really doing good in life. As in not doing good in financial levels, but you're doing a service to the people. And so giving your time through conversation is super valuable. And so I hope you guys are getting value from just this time. We literally got to sit in Dr. Vernell Lucas's wonderful home. I gotta just show you guys because not everyone gets to see this on a daily basis, but he does. And I don't know if you guys can see there, but I will show them. We will get off and just walk this view because, wow. Look at that. Water made.
And he's got a 360. maybe 180, but we're almost there. Look at this, all the way across over here. OMG. And so, I mean, I get it, you're a doctor, but you're in Kangen, so we must be doing something right to be teaming up with you. I'm super grateful to have had you take this time to speak to the people. And you can play this as many times as you want. You can literally listen to the advice and all the love and hit us up. We're here to support you guys. We'll put our tags in so you guys can, you know, follow us and see what we're up to, all the travels and all the things we do look forward to as well. But we're here. You can join us. Ask us questions about the Kangen. You can ask us about the business, and we're more than happy to share this information with anyone who is willing to receive it. So thank you guys. You got to say some last words?
Well said. I think that in the end, I think that we're all going to want some form of health. And that ends up being something that we can share with you. And it feels good to be in a genuine place sharing that with no hidden agenda. And I remember, you know, sometimes you sell stuff and it's like, ooh, it's nothing. It's like, hey, you want some free water? I got you. After you drink the water, you make the decision, we go from there.
There you go.
And
simple.
It's
I have
simple.
the same attitude around it. Hey, I already have my machine.
I look forward to partnering up with you later.
Yeah.
You guys have an amazing day.
Thank you.
And we'll talk later.
Alrighty. Take care, guys. Bye.